Thank you. Ms. Torres.
Thank you, Chairman, and good morning, Mr. Secretary. It's good to see you. When you came before the subcommittee last year, we spoke about the administration's goals in Central America to help stem the number of migrants, specifically the young people at our southern border, by ensuring that they have safety and opportunity to thrive within their own countries. Since that hearing, I'm very happy to see the steps that you have taken in the Northern Triangle, including progress on diplomatic appointments, as well as publicly naming corrupt and undemocratic actors. I want to encourage you to continue to work with U.S. Treasury to not only remove their visas, but freeze their assets so that we can make some real change in the region for those young people to be able to see a future that includes democracy and improve their lives in the region. Guatemala, in particular, faced a coup attempt last year, and now a step toward building an independent judiciary. The appointment process for many key judicial posts this year. Mr. Secretary, we must prioritize those governments who are our true partners, committed to democracy and investing in their own people to help build a better future for all of the Americas. Mr. Secretary, you have asked this committee for increased funding for the Western Hemisphere. It's a tough request, given, from my point of view, that we continue to see Russia continuing to run a mine in El Estor. Right now, there are hundreds of military and police officers that are seeking to, once again, commit brutal crimes against 29 families that remain there. 29 families of the families that were burned out of their community. Most of them are indigenous people. These are the young people that we see at our southern border. You know, the last time they unleashed violence on this group, they utilized our own military equipment, JA Jeeps, that I had specifically requested that we remove from the region. So how will this funding be used responsibly to address the root cause of migration from Central America and continue to support the young people, but not continue to support old regimes like Giammattei, like Jimmy Morales, you know, the past ghosts of, you know, of violence, and give this new administration an opportunity to thrive and make the change that is necessary.
Thank you very much. As it happens, I was in Guatemala just a few weeks ago.
Thank you for that.
And had a very good visit there. I'm impressed by the work that President Arevalo and this administration are doing, and it's something that we strongly support and will continue to do. Second, I think we've seen when it comes to tackling root causes, because primarily, not exclusively, drivers of irregular migration, which is at historic levels around the world, and of course in our own hemisphere as well. One of the main drivers is a lack of basic economic opportunity. And if people can't put food on the table for their kids to eat, they will do anything and go anywhere to try to make sure that they can do that. One way at getting at this is actually creating greater opportunity. Vice President Harris has led a very significant effort over the last few years to generate significantly more private sector investment in the so-called Northern Triangle countries, in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador. And we've seen an increase of about $4.5 billion of such investment. That is going to create, and is already creating, new opportunities, new jobs, so that people actually have the choice to remain in their own countries. Of course, at the same time, we're doing other things to include expanding legal pathways to this country to take pressure off the border. We have safe mobility offices so that people can make determinations in their own country whether they are legally entitled to come to the United States instead of coming to the border to do that. But I think the root causes piece, it takes time, but it is fundamentally the best way to get at it because, again, if people are experiencing conditions
I want to interrupt you for a
please go
moment
ahead.
because I cannot let you walk out of here without mentioning Jose Ruben Zamora and the fact that he continues to be in prison, in a Guatemalan prison, simply for speaking truth to power about the corruption and these corrupt actors. The Attorney General continues to thrive in the region, and I'm not sure how much more we can do to ensure that, you know, this action from the Attorney General is reversed. Angelica Coy Chuck, she's a Mayan elder. She was recently sentenced to 75 years in prison. She still has multiple shrapnel on her leg. She has been refused medical attention. This is a woman from El Estor, where, again, the government continues to work against indigenous people that are simply trying to farm and live another day in their own country. And I yield back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Torres. Mr. Susquehanna.